In this video, we're going to show you the integration between Scalr and Checkov. Checkov is an open source static analysis tool that scans Terraform or OpenTofu code for any security or compliance issues. It helps developers identify misconfigurations in their cloud infrastructure, preventing potential vulnerabilities from reaching production environments. Checkov can be used to scan code in repositories, or it can be used as part of the pipeline. With the Scalr integration, we use it as part of the pipeline. And the way this is set up is you first go into integrations, you select Checkov here, and you add what we call a connection. In the connection details, you supply the Checkov version and also custom parameters. In this case, we're going to make all checks have a soft fail, which means that the runs won't be stopped if there are any violations. We're also going to skip certain checks with that wildcard, and we're going to download external modules. Scalr also gives you the ability to pull in any custom policies that you might have created and stored in your own repository by giving you the ability to link it to your VCS provider and pull in those files. Scalr also gives the ability to enable it per environment. So maybe in some environments you have stricter checks versus others you have softer, but this gives you that flexibility. Once you've enabled it, you then can see that those are automatically passed down into the workspace. In this case, I'm just going to execute a run in a workspace that's deploying an S3 bucket. We haven't made any changes or anything specific to it. And we'll see that it's going to go through what we call the pre-planned policy check. This is actually for OPA policies. And then we have our Checkov check. So these are both executing before the Terraform plan executes. So we'll understand all of the vulnerabilities or issues we might have before we get to the plan phase, giving the developers more information up front and saving them time on any development cycles in case that they do have any failures. So here we see that we have a couple failures, or more than a couple. We've failed 50 checks. In this case, we had soft policies, so it's letting the run continue. But if we had the hard failures on, all of these would stop the run from actually continuing, and the users or the developers would have to go back into their code and update that. The other nice to have as part of this integration is that we allow you to make multiple Checkov connections. And the reason for this is that anytime you upgrade any type of software, you're going to expect changes. So if you're going to upgrade Checkov versions, what you can do here is add the two connections. And on the latest version, what you can add is all soft policies, so that it's never going to stop the run, and you can test those upgrades from one version to another in your workspaces without having a real impact on them. So by enabling those, we'll then log into our workspace and look at our runs. And what you'll see is that we have our old version here, the 3.2.386, and then we have the newer version that ends in .293. On the latest version, we have all soft checks so that we can over time upgrade our versions of Checkov from the older one to the latest one without any impact on our end users.